It's the future of the phone never cracked like a punk. It's that towards the skunk you heard. Gotta. Now, before you get too alarmed, no, I'm not at the Kremlin. I'm at the Free State Legislature today. Just a special episode. I had to be here. It's a youth parliamentary sitting. Currently, after the proceedings, they're currently handing out some goodies for the delegates. And I had to be here to bring it to you because always speaking about the significance of, besides decentralized finance, institutionalization. Of course, I had to be here to make sure that I lead by example. And even though I'm not youth anymore, given the criteria to qualify being 35 and under, I was here to observe just how well articulated their inputs are, and I will be giving you a special feedback episode on that. Starting with the first speaker, look, generally speaking, we can say that given that there was an earlier sitting where they voted in who the speaker will be, the deputy speaker, and it was therefore good that these guys get practice because hopefully they will be future MPs and legislative members. Now, the first speaker coming from the Democratic Alliance was well articulated, and he had some credible inputs, one of which being, in fact, holding the rest of the institution accountable as expected by the Democratic Alliance. So he spoke about the presidential student housing program, which in fact he said should be expanded to include initiatives that will look at, among other things, spatial mapping of certain infrastructure within the region. We're speaking about Mangaung as well as Putadishaba, I presume, where the major institutions such as University of the Free State and the Central University of Technology as well as Motheo have representation. Now, it was good that student housing receives such a clear vision in terms of what the youth parliament had to present, given the nightmare that most students face at these institutions when moving in. You can imagine coming from a small town to Mangaung, for example, where the main campuses would be. And I can speak on this because having some experience as a real estate agent in this sector, the least said the better for now, because we will not speak about student accommodation. Maybe I'll dedicate another episode for that. But it's good and well that student housing received some attention as far as this youth parliament goes. And in fact, that was the input from the DA's first speaker. So the rest of the speakers, generally speaking, of course, you'd have skills development, youth entrepreneurship coming under the spotlight, among other things, the National Youth Development Agency being put into question with their representative abilities. So some interesting stats there coming out that, in fact, the NYDA has about 4 offices throughout Free State. That is definitely a point of concern there, given how vast the space, the land space is in Free State, and you've got transport issues as well with guys probably not affording to reach such an important institution, entrepreneurs especially. Now, I've got someone here with that I in fact want to bring in because they've been doing this for a while. She's a blogger, familiar face. I wonder if you can tell who she is. Let's see how she found this. So you were saying you started also on TikTok?
I started first on TikTok. Do you mind if I'm...
No, please go ahead. I'm disturbing you, so don't mind me.
I started first on TikTok, which is also like not very long ago. I was there not so long ago, but I started on TikTok and I just decided to scale everything down.
Hundreds.
Because I just felt so overwhelmed.
Okay.
You know, there's AI, there's this,
Yeah.
this.
All these editing tools.
You're bombarded with so many things that you're just like, where do I start? Sometimes you're just so overwhelmed that you're like, I'm not even gonna post.
Yeah.
So I decided to start. Okay, TikTok. I understand. Okay, cool. TikTok, small videos.
Interesting. 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Now the Instagram. Now you see how you can integrate.
Okay.
All of it. So yeah, if you're overwhelmed, just start small.
So, but was such formal topics, were they always part of your discussions as a blogger? Or in fact, tell us a bit about your blog? What type of topics do you cover?
So I cover entrepreneurship for
interesting.
young people.
Lovely.
Yeah. And you may not know what you want to blog about first in terms of who you're still trying to find your audience and that kind of stuff. So just go with what you're passionate with and then just see how your audience sort of
Responds, right?
well. But go with what you're passionate with. I'm passionate about entrepreneurship and helping young people to access opportunities digitally.
Yes.
So I'm a digital entrepreneur.
100%.
So, yeah, I just kind of then now live streaming and
Okay.
there's this whole world of digital that I'm exploring.
Yes.
And, yeah.
And tell us a bit about that. You said, in fact, you were granted the opportunity to live stream from here.
Yeah, I took it. That was a bully.
Interesting. How many views or how many? Look, I think that's the name of the game. Eh? But don't tell anyone.
Yeah.
So, but anyway, would you say how many views did you get?
Obviously to be in there.
No, of course. Goes without saying.
All I'm saying is don't wait for opportunities.
Yeah.
Where you can create opportunities for yourself. Do that.
It's like that.
Yeah, be bold.
That's how I got in here too.
Yeah, be bold, be seen. Work, you might have to work for free for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just talking about starting up in terms of entrepreneurship and getting
Yes.
yourself out there.
I'm with another member, Lorrain Monyamane, right now. She was kind enough to grant me an interview after enjoying a lovely meal. Now, Miss Monyamane, am I pronouncing your name correctly?
Correct.
How did you find the last 3 days?
I find it so interesting, and being amongst such strong, powerful young girls and boys, it was mind-blowing. I felt like I need to up my game. It was informative and we learned so much, especially when it comes to the NGO, NPOs, and also learned that most districts are actually keeping very serious, important information for young people out there, and the importance that NGOs and NPOs are playing out there, and the opportunities that are there, and the funding. We also learned that we need to go to our young people and encourage them and just hold their hand in making sure that in every process that they do, in terms of funding, we need to help them, because we learned that they fail. It was just little things, probably missing signatures, signing papers, and there's a lot of money there. And creating of job opportunities, just that our young people, our society, communities are not aware of such initiatives.
Interesting. Now, you've mentioned that, in fact, young people are not aware of all these opportunities. So, in you getting this education over the last 3 days, how are you going back into your community to make sure that, in fact, this changes?
As a leader in my province and very passionate about young people, I am going back to the drawing board. We saw there is a big gap between communities and us. As the leading party in this province of the Free State, we have omitted that we take upon ourselves that we go back to branches, go back to the communities, go back to and make them aware of such.
Fezile Dabi. And you mentioned how NPOs and the likes have a large role to play in this. Are you part of any formation outside of your political party?
I'm part of a business and stakeholders forum.
Interesting. So you were telling us more about, in fact, what are the efforts that you're going to make when you get back to Fezile Dabi to ensure that the rest of the youth who couldn't take part are also privy to this information?
My part going forward is to educate communities more and just go to the region level because I cannot just step in their territory and just claim anything or do anything in their space. Protocol has to be observed.
Okay.
So I will try to bring them on board because that's where I am from, particularly Ibile Metsimaholo, but
Okay.
my take, it's not just from my region or my sub-region, it's the Free State at large. Young people are very close to my heart. I'm passionate about them. And it just activated my mind to actually be creative and innovative and with things that are just going to change and improve and decrease youth unemployment, which is a serious crisis in the Free State. And that is, we are the top leading province when it comes to youth unemployment. And it's of a serious and great concern to us as the leadership.
Now, in conclusion, just for the people that in fact are interested in following you, are you on social media?
I am on social media, TikTok and Instagram. Unfortunately, I'm not on WhatsApp, but
Okay.
I go by the name of Gold Utensil One on Instagram, and then on TikTok, still same Gold Utensil One. And if you cannot see me or find me with those ones, you can just use my name, Lorrain Monyamane.
Oh, wonderful. Is there an underscore?
There is an underscore,
Gold
yes,
one?
Gold underscore Utensil One.
Lovely. Thank you so much, and all the best for the future.
Thank you so much, sir.